Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZWLP Conroe and 106.1 KZCCLP Conroe and worldwide on the irlonestar.com.
Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us on the Cindy Cochran Show. And in just a moment, you'll be sure that you're the Cindy Cochran Show because now I have a camera. Hey, am I still with the Wootton thing in front of me?
Yeah, I usually do that so we can highlight your sponsor, Cindy.
Okay. All right. Well, see, I wish you'd put something up there on the screen so I could see where I am and make sure.
But see, if I did that, you would stop talking and you'd just be looking at yourself, and it's a delay too. So you'd be like, "Wait a second. Oh, hey."
The only reason I'm watching it is because sometimes he'll take that camera shot, and that makes me look like I'm about 4 times bigger. Don't do it. There he goes. You're doing it, aren't you? Yes, you are.
I'm not. I'm fixing Brianna's camera.
Oh. So whenever...
We had a lot of people in here this morning, so the cameras are all whacked.
Okay, so... you already said Brianna. I was going to surprise y'all with Brianna, but Brianna is here. And if you read all that I wrote about her and have written about her in the past, she is such a good friend, an old friend. She's not old, but, you were a kid whenever I met you. So you were the same age as my kids. And so I'm so happy to see her and get to talk to her because Brianna knows everything about everything.
I would not say that at all.
Yes, well, I will. You don't say that. If you said that, I think I wouldn't have you on the show. But no, Brianna is so amazing because she's into everything. She knows what's going on. And I'm going to talk about Chris Wootton. Are you getting ready to say that?
No,
Chris Wootton.
Don't worry about it. I already did.
You already did what?
Yeah, I already showed. It's graphic and...
Okay, but now I'm going to say...
we're already into the show. We'll sit at the end.
Well, I digress. Excuse me. I want to thank our sponsor, the Wootton Financial Group, because they're amazing. And Chris Wootton is the big head dog over there. And so he's always stayed with us. He's just supported us, sponsored us, and wow. And people go, "Your sponsor what?" And so he's probably put up with a lot of, criticism and stuff like that. But he stays with us. He knows that this show will one day have some more people. But and that's why I had Bob Smiley on the other day, is because Bob believes that that's the only reason I have him on is to bring numbers, eyeballs. I truly don't even think about that.
He's not as famous as he thinks he is. I tell him that all the time.
You do? Good. Keep him grounded.
Keep him humble. That's my whole position in his life.
Exactly. But I don't know what that had to do with Chris Wootton, but Chris Wootton and the Wootton Financial Group is a place that you want to call if you are looking for, making sure that your retirement's there, that your money's secure, that you can take it out from under the mattress and, put it into places where it needs to probably go and let Chris be your guide. So anyway, you'll hear from Chris at the end of the show, or if I take a break because I can't talk anymore, you'll hear from Chris and he will talk to you about what they're all about. It's all about money. It is all about the money. And, money's important to people, right? Mm-hmm. And all these banks, banks that was closing and all that stuff, I had him on because I wanted him to be able to talk people away from the ledge because they didn't know what to do, what was going on. And so he gave all the reasonable what you should do. So Sam watched the shows. He loves Chris. He watched the show, and after that, he started taking money and putting it in different places and all. And Chris found out something that one bank had done wrong, and they'd gotten us entangled with the IRS to have to become a separate entity, and that was pretty boring. But and that was going to hurt us. And so, but Chris caught it, and he was like, dun, 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 dun. He caught it, and we really applaud Chris. Okay, so Brianna's here because here's what Brianna knows all about. She knows all about the Astros. She knows all about the Houston Texans. She knows all about the Housewives. You still know about the Housewives?
Vanderpump. It depends on which.
Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah, I still follow that one.
Okay. You still follow it?
I still follow that one.
Okay. That's the one I want to talk about. I know it because the other ones, everybody's gotten too old. And then they keep changing people in the Housewives things. And the Housewives, when the Housewives first became popular, and I wanted to do a segment on the Housewives on my show over the other station. And Dennis O'Connor, if you're listening, I'm going to bring this up again because he walked in front of the big plate glass window where we had the studio, and we could see people walking up and down. And he had a sign that he was carrying, "Stop talking about the housewife. This is boring as," whatever he said. And he said, "This is horrible." And he turned it around. He said, I can't remember what the other side of the sign said. It was something like, "You're doomed to die," or something. Anyway, but he said, "This is really dull. Don't talk about the housewives." So I didn't for a while because I thought, well, if he thought that, then probably 4 of the other people that listened probably thought the same thing. So I said, let's just, okay, I'll can that. But I love talking about the housewives stuff, and it was something that I had really, because when they said the Real Housewives, and I started watching and trying to find a Real Housewife in any of them, there wasn't
None
there.
of them do any
it was
housewife
no,
thing.
and find out that a lot of the houses were rented and for the show and stuff, and so there were so many backstories that really just ruined a lot of that for me.
Yeah.
But then here comes along Lisa Vanderpump. And she's gorgeous. She's so pretty. And she was on the Housewives of Orange County. And she left them. And because she has these real popular and successful restaurants downtown things, in LA. And so anyway, and all these beautiful kids work for her. These are very handsome guys.
They're not kids anymore. They're pretty old.
Yeah. One of them was like 50. So anyway, so they're all good looking, beautiful people. So it was, and it's going to be drama. They're all, and the girls are beautiful too. Perfect. Not one person that I could relate to on that show. And like, you work in a restaurant and all that beautiful food and all that stuff, and you look like that.
Well, they don't actually eat any of the food.
They don't eat anything ever. But anyway, so this group of people are horrible. I mean, they're absolutely horrible, and they got worse. I mean, I think the producers and everybody said, the nastier you can make this, the better it'll be. Just go ahead and do whatever you want to do, and it's fine with us. And if it's too bad, we'll just cut it out. But they don't ever cut out anything.
I don't think they cut out anything ever.
Nothing. And those kids are, you got to put a camera in there, and they just go crazy. And so there's a couple on there that was having an affair for about how many years? 5 years or?
Which set?
Oh, I'm talking about Raquel and. Not that I watch it enough to know names, but Raquel and Tom Sandoval. Those people. How long was their affair going on? In secret. And
5 years.
All these people were, I mean.
And he's got a girlfriend, and she's got a boyfriend.
Yeah, and she had a boyfriend, and they were all messing around on each other. I mean, and that was becomes like kind of the norm, is because they're so backstabbing, and they're very. To me, they're not very loyal to their partner at all, and you just wonder how how can that be? This society I know is going to HELL. I know they're
Grabbing
going.
hand baskets,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think that God's probably going like, oh, come on.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Y'all know that rain that just happened? I started going out looking for gopher wood because I was like, I'm scared. This rain, sometimes that rain was going on and on and on. But anyway, they just don't have no absolute sense of morality. And then they try and talk to the other ones and tell them how bad they've been. When they have the reunion, it was just that the reunion was like the Super Bowl, and everybody wanted to see how this was going to
How it was
turn
all
out.
going to work out. Oh,
Because
my goodness gracious.
now this is how this guy was found out that he'd been having an affair with this other girl. That was everybody partied together, everybody did everything together. They went traveling together and all that stuff, but they were having this secret affair. And
how do you do that? With all of these cameras and all of these, how does that happen?
well, probably the cameraman knew all about it, and the producer just said, just save the tape. Just save the tape. We'll use it eventually. Don't worry about it. But they had to have gone off different places, and they can take theirs, when they're not
Their mic
filming.
packs and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
But so Sandoval was at a concert. He's doing a concert. He's really good in his.
Is he?
Yeah, I think he is.
Is he?
I think in a way he is a good singer and performer. So
I will give him that he's a good performer.
Okay,
I
there
will
you go.
not give him that he's a good singer.
well, look at Joe Cocker was like the worst singer in the world, but he performed like everybody had to watch him. You just had to watch him.
He's been performing for 10 years on Vanderpump Reels? Yeah.
Yes, yes. But anyway, so he's performing at this concert, and he left his phone. He had to put his phone down off stage, and he comes back on the stage. Well, his girlfriend sees the phone going off, and she picks up the phone and starts going through his phone. Death. And she comes up with a video showing him and Raquel. And they're seeming way too friendly, and it was a time when Ariana, his girlfriend, wasn't around. So anyway, he got busted and wide open, and it went crazy. And of course, Ariana played it to the hilt, and Lala was giving all of her advice and she's done so many horrible things and bad things in her background.
Yeah.
So the backstory on all these people would lend you to believe no one had a right to say anything about it. They could have just gone like, "Oh, shame on y'all, quit it, don't do that anymore." But they didn't, and so they had this big 2-night reunion. So what did you think of all that?
I feel bad for Ariana. I like her.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they, from the outside looking in, again, nobody knows what happens behind closed doors and when the cameras are off. But they seemingly had a good relationship,
Right.
she and Tom. So I feel bad for her because some of the things that she has said about their relationship, like that they had an open relationship, as long as they were honest, they could do what they wanted. She didn't want to get married. Like, that's his dream. So I don't understand why he would mess up what he had.
Well, he whined to his best friend, Tom Schwartz, and he...
That's another relationship that I'm really sad.
I
together.
know.
I love them together.
I
but
know.
Sidebar. Okay.
Katie was just the only level-headed person, I think, in the whole group that you...
She's level-headed, but I liked that she and Tom
Yeah.
together.
And then as soon as they decided to get a divorce,
Everything goes to the handbasket.
I mean, do you know people that get a divorce and then they go, now you can't be friends or you can't start dating any of our friends? Well, what do you mean? You're divorcing me and you're telling me who I can and can't hang out with, and that's what she was doing. She was saying like
that happens every day.
well, and it was like I thought
That literally happens every day when every relationship busts up. well, I'm going to take these friends and you can take these friends. Or if you can't talk, these are my people that I had when we started.
Right,
So these are
that's
my
right.
people. You can't talk to them again. Or if they find out you're talking to both of them, you have to be team so-and-so. You can't be,
So as to use a political, they were weaponizing
friendships.
weaponizing their friendships, and it was terrible. But that was, but
PSA,
Tom,
friends should be able to love on both sides after a divorce. That's all I'm going to say.
you should, and you don't have a party and invite that one that's. See, that's what's so bad is that then you want to have a party and you want to have all your friends there, but you can't have those two together. So you're just hoping they get back together and try and do some kind of counseling, but they never do. But I'm saying that Sandoval said that they had a horrible relationship. They weren't intimate anymore, and that she didn't care what was going on with him and all that, and so she just.
So then why didn't they just break up?
Well, that's what they kept asking him. Tom, why didn't you just say, "Hey, I'm breaking up with you. We don't have anything in common anymore," and I'm going. And he goes, "Because she threatened one time that she would kill herself if I left." And then everything stopped. Everybody went like, "Okay."
Yeah.
I think I've seen too much of this.
I don't understand.
I know too much about it. But this is the only one that I got interested in because the others just weren't.
No, see, I love Atlanta.
You do.
I love
You still
Atlanta.
like. You
I
still
love
like
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
I think Candy's the reason that I keep coming back. I love Atlanta.
Yeah, you've got and I didn't know that they let Shannon go from Orange County, the new Orange County. They let her
I heard
go.
that.
Yeah. So there's so much going on, and it is like if
And then New Jersey, that's the other favorite.
now-
Atlanta and New Jersey are my two
I'm
favorites.
I'm going to say New Jersey and Louis. For crying out loud, take Louis and get him off of that show. I hate him.
Oh,
He's
my
so bad.
gosh.
Oh my goodness. Anybody that looks out of their eyes like that, there's something wrong with them.
Stop it.
There's
Stop it.
There is something wrong with them. And so, anyway, I wish them all well. I pray for them every night, and I hope that they all come together and decide. No, I feel when Andy has his show, I'm in between the shows, and he has
So
them
watch
come
what
on.
happens now.
Yeah, watch what happens now. And the people on that show, they've got to be careful because at that time there's no scripting, there's no cameras, there's
You
no
never
camera
know
that
what's going to come out of
they're
their
going to
mouth.
say something that's not going to be right. So Raquel, did a little interview about her affair, and she said, "Well, he told me to lie about stuff, and I can't lie anymore. He told me to lie about this and lie about that." And I was going like, "Now, how are y'all going to get back together again if you just threw him under the bus and you're bump, 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 bump?"
Oh my gosh.
I felt bad. I felt bad about that. But he was the best looking guy on there.
Tom Sandoval?
Yes.
No way.
Well, who do you think is?
No way.
Who do you think is?
The best looking guy?
Yeah.
Probably Max. The bartender, the manager.
The manager?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought his name was Peter.
Peter. Is it Peter?
I don't know, but he is good
Peter.
looking.
Peter.
Yeah, he is.
The ponytail?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's very good looking and very cool.
I don't know if it's
to listen
cool,
to
but
him talk
But
about
yeah.
people.
I like him.
But speaking of good looking on teams, the Astros.
Are we talking about Jose Altuve now? Or Bregman?
Now
or...
you know I love Altuve,
I love Altuve.
but I'm sorry. There's somebody else.
Peña? Dubon?
No. That's Pena was.
He's so
it was
cute.
close.
I
He's so
love him.
cute. But here's who I think is the cutest of all of them,
Jokes.
is Myers.
Jake Myers, really?
Of course.
No.
He is so cute. I mean, he
No.
could be a model. He needs to be their model.
Maybe he
for
needs
their
to do that
team.
instead of playing outfield because he's not doing so hot at the outfield position.
What are you talking about? You seen the jumps he makes and how hard it is for him to get up there and get those. No, but I think he's great. And I think he's really cute.
I think Abreu is finally solidifying.
Finally, yes.
Solidifying his spot in the lineup. If we could just get him to be clutch, catching the ball at first base, we are very.
Yeah,
We are very used to Yuli, and if it was in a arm distance reach, he caught it. There was nothing. He didn't miss. He didn't miss much.
Right.
And Abreu.
It was like McCormick. I really like McCormick in the outfield. You feel confident if that ball's going anywhere near him, he's going to
catch it.
But
And Tucker.
oh, Tucker.
Even if it's over the wall, that man's going to get it.
Did you see last night? He hit the side and his head went bam like that. I went, oh,
He
poor
bounced.
thing. Is he okay?
We really need to pay him the money that he's requesting. I'm just going to send that out there to the radio
You
gods.
mean-
Pay that man.
Wait, is he in negotiations
Next year? Mm-hmm. And
Next
he went
year.
for arbitration early, and they told him, sorry.
I can't.
So pay the man. Pay
Yeah.
the man. We need him. Pay him.
Okay, now, this is not sideline. I'm going to bring this in to make sense. But because I had this bronchitis and stuff, they put me on all these steroids and real strong antibiotic. And I knew I'd had this steroid before. And I remember thinking back on that. What was wrong with that? Something about it. It made you so mean. It just makes you mean, and everything everybody does bothers you. And would you quit breathing in and out like that? And so watching the games, Sam said that brings out the worst in you because
I'm the worst.
I am yelling at Dusty, going, get the guy off the mound. Can't you tell he's like having a bad moment? Let him go. He's not concentrating anymore.
Okay, did you watch the 15-16 inning game this last week?
Yes, yes.
I was sitting in my car.
You were sitting in your car?
Yeah,
while
because
listening?
I was driving back. I went to the store. I went to H-E-B, and of course I was listening to the game the whole time I was in H-E-B. So I get back from H-E-B. I'm sitting in my car, and I'm like, oh, well, I'll just let them finish the inning, and then I'll go inside. 45 minutes later, I'm still in my car because we're at the 16th inning or the 15th inning at that
And
point.
you can't leave.
Oh my
no.
God, I was losing my mind. And I can't, my kids are in the house asleep, so I can't like scream in my house. So I'm sitting in my car yelling at my radio, listening to the game, losing my mind. And that further tells me that the bullpen is not where it was when we left off last season.
No.
Because last season's bullpen would have stopped. We wouldn't have gotten into the 15th or 16th inning. We would have just stopped. And then last night we had to go to the 10th inning because we gave up 2 runs in the 9th. Are you kidding me right now?
That was I don't understand a lot of times when things like that happen. It does break. It seems like it usually breaks the morale of the club, and they just give up. They go like, okay,
No,
and they
I
don't go.
And I am the first person to say we don't really start playing until the All-Star break. Like our team doesn't solidify as a team until the All-Star break. But I'm going to have to get you guys to solidify earlier because it's making me crazy.
Well, a lot of times we don't start hitting until there's 2 outs. We have 2 outs. And,
Oh yeah.
and
No,
two,
we don't
three
know.
men on.
We don't know how to function until we've
No.
got 2 outs.
We leave so
We're
many.
procrastinators. we can only function if we're up against the wall.
And we leave so many people on base, and just waste all that. I would be so mad if I was, the guy that hit last, and he's trying to promote everybody go around, let's get out, let's go across the home base.
plate.
But instead, this guy way out there catches that stupid ball, and I'm going, tag up. He said, "Hang, it's 2 outs." And I went, "Oh yeah, okay." Makes me so mad when I'm wrong. Then the other night, I told Sam, I said, these commercials are staying on too long because when they come off, there's some guy on second base.
Extra innings.
The
The second base rule, yeah.
I had no idea.
You had no idea
When
about
did
that
they?
rule?
No, not
About
at
2
all.
years ago?
Not at all. I said, well, that's the dumbest thing ever. So you're going to give them the base?
It's to speed up the game.
Yeah, to speed up the game. They've already
To
got
speed up the extra innings.
They've already got the 8-second
The
rule.
clocks,
Yeah,
yeah.
the clock, and that's been. I think everybody adapted pretty good to it, but the ones that don't and they forget, and they do any kind of motion. Now, see, I heard that the little rockabye baby, our pitcher,
Bomber.
that he was going to have to stop doing that. He was
He
gonna-
just goes faster.
well, they don't. No, he doesn't do that anymore. Now he stands there and just waits, and in his head it's going click in his. The
You know he's
clock.
doing it in his head.
5, 6, 7, and then he just steps up and throws the ball. But it was, and then this guy, and did you ever see the guy that can't remember the team he was on, but when he pitched, yes, that guy, that was the creepiest, scariest pitcher. And so somebody the other day, and I don't know which team it was on, started doing that. And I'm going like, I thought they couldn't do their little,
They can do it. They just have to do it in their
in
8
that
seconds.
time.
And
And
a lot
that's,
of
so they can. So I wonder why he doesn't still do his.
because I
his
think he has to
rockabye
do it
baby.
faster, and
It throws him off. Oh, that had to be hard. I mean,
they're habitual. Like baseball players are very habitual. They're very routine. They're very.
it's like it really is like this. They have to go through this routine.
Have you
before
watched
they can-
Tucker? My favorite is Tucker when he gets up to bat.
They get in the dirt.
He touches the dirt.
And he has
touches the
to
end
rub
of the
his
ba-
dirt in
he
his
touches
hand.
his belt. He touches
Yeah.
both sides of his and touches the end. It makes me laugh every time because he still does it. Even stepping into he just does it faster.
But here's my biggest complaint with
Makes me
all
laugh.
players.
Okay.
Why
Biggest complaint.
do they have to tug at their
They're adjusting. They're just adjusting. I'm just gonna say they're adjusting. My favorite is that they undo their
Over and
batting.
over again,
Yeah,
yes.
it's like you literally just tightened that 2 seconds
That's
ago.
right.
Altuve
that's right.
does it all the
Altuve's
time.
The worst. The worst.
I'm like,
of it.
Bubba, leave it alone. Just leave it alone.
And so they have to blow their nose. They have, and the camera's always great about catching him. I think I got him. I think he's going to ready to.
He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it right now.
And pull, but why they feel like? I mean, adjusting. I don't understand. Okay, it is the
It's part of their habit. Like at one time when they were in probably little league, they adjusted their batting glove, and after he did that, he hit a home run. And so because what is the word? They're superstitious, and because they're superstitious, they do the same thing
right.
to try to get the same outcome
Right.
every time, and it's like,
It's called insanity. But that's what.
and now
is-
it's their habit.
I have seen little leaguers though start adjusting themselves and stuff, and I'm going like, this is ridiculous. Y'all don't do that. You wouldn't be walking down the street, or you wouldn't be standing in front of an audience or something and do that.
They wear the same socks to every game.
Yeah,
they
because
don't
it's
wash them. They don't wash hats. They don't wash undershirts. They don't. Whole 9 yards.
There's a word for. I know there's a word for. That's what you're trying to think of, and I cannot.
They're superstitious. They have to do the
It's
same thing.
but it's a superstitious routine they go through though. But it's called something, and
as soon as we
three
stop
in the-
talking, it'll work. Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as we say goodbye, it'll be fine. Thinking of saying goodbye, but I got to tell you about this story in HEB.
Okay.
Well, anyway, the Astros are going to do great. They won by 1 point last night,
Mm-hmm.
and so tonight they play at 7:10.
7:05 is normally.
7:05. Okay, and this is their last game with the Washington group. Is that right?
The Nationals?
I mean the Nationals. Yeah.
Well, it's the Washington Nationals.
So I think that
Hold on, I'll tell you.
she's got it in her phone.
I've got it on my phone. So yeah, they play the Nationals tonight at 7:10, and it's thinking about tomorrow. Tomorrow they play at home too, because they're at a homestand right now.
Okay, and everybody just put down a number. Just do like a mark every time they see someone have to adjust themselves on this on the
will do
TV
it
camera.
for every single player. They all do it.
It's got to be like
They all
hundreds of
do their own
times
things.
a day that they do that. Don't they say
Tucker is my
you
favorite.
can have
though.
some manners?
Tucker
yeah,
is my favorite.
That's sweet, but he's not doing all that other stuff. It's just gross. It is they're really gross when they do it. Anyway, so I want to tell you. So I went
Tell
to
me.
HEB
Tell me
talking
tell me
about the
that.
Astros. I went to HEB.
Because that's the only place they shop. You know that, right?
No, I didn't know that.
They do
They
all the
don't-
commercials for HEB. It's okay.
Oh, all those commercials are so bad. You want to say stick with your day job.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm in there, and I just walked in. I had my purse in the cart,
Okay.
and I see this yellow meat watermelon. I'm going like, they've got yellow meat watermelon. Oh, that's so exciting! And I turned around and walked over to it, and this lady goes, don't do that, don't do that. And I turned around and said, excuse me? And she said, and she pointed to my purse sitting in the car. She said, I could have picked that up and been on my way, and you'd never known. I said, yeah, especially the way you're dressed. You look so nice. She said, I work at a bank. And I went, okay. No, you would have never been discovered. And so she starts giving me all the rules and tips. If you're going to go in shopping, take one card, just take your credit card. And I said, well, what about your phone? No, your phone can wait. Anybody calling you, they can wait till you get through doing this. Just concentrate on this, get out of here, and be aware of who's around you. And I said, okay. And she said, so there's a lot of things that people don't realize that goes on. And like, I'm in the bank, so I know that there are people that are standing behind you while you're in line at the ATM, and I can't remember what she said that they did, that they could take a picture of something on the screen. Anyway, she said, but they're getting all your information. They're draining you of your information. So just understand that when you go to an ATM and there are people standing behind you in line and all that, that's what's going on.
I can't tell you the last time I went to an ATM.
That you do drive-through?
I don't do ATMs. If I'm gonna get cash out, I get cash out at like the grocery store get cash back. I haven't gone to an ATM. I couldn't tell you how long.
Oh man. See, what scares me
I'm
is
part of the problem. I'm all about digital banking. I'm
I wish I could
100% part of the
learn-
problem.
I wish somebody had taught me how to take a picture of the check and email it to somebody, and then you're okay.
Mm-hmm.
But at 15 minutes to 10 at night, I'm writing a check out so that I have to get it in there before 10 o'clock, so it'll cover my expenses, my minus expenses, because they send me that note. You need to review your account. It's in red.
Mm-hmm.
I went, okay. So that's and then I'm driving to the bank at 10 o'clock at night.
So
or
you don't
almost 10
digital
o'clock
bank
night.
at all?
Huh?
You don't digital bank at all?
Well, I mean, yes, I'm online. I'm online, but I haven't learned to take a picture of it and that kind of stuff. So,
Do you have the app on your
so I'm
phone?
trying to hurry and get my check in there, and
You can connect banks. Even if they're different banks, you can connect banks and just move money.
see, I could do that, but if Sam finds out that I've moved the money from this hand to this hand, he'll come up and
You don't think he's going to notice the check?
huh?
You don't think he's going to notice the check?
Well, I'll put it back before he notices it. So, but no, he knows I've done it, and he tries so hard to get me
To be patient with you.
Yes, but I'm taking care of like 4 people. He's taking care of him by himself. I was trying to make him feel guilty about that. I said, look, you buy groceries for 1 person. I'm buying them for 4 people, and you don't understand that it is how expensive. I know exactly how expensive it is. That's why I just buy spinach salads and this. And you could do that. Y'all just start eating more salads and just drink water and don't drink. I went like, ugh,
Yeah, no.
forget about it. It's not gonna work that way. So,
Yeah, you have 2 teenagers. It's not going to work that way.
oh man, and Samuel. Yikes!
Yeah.
Can scarf that stuff up so fast, and they'll go like, "Grandma, there's no chips." I went, "There was chips yesterday." Well, there's no chips right now, though. That's the point. You know what? As soon as
you get a job and can contribute to the chip
Yes.
fund.
Well, he's just made more money than both Samantha and I have, and so I tell him, I said, right now you have more money than your mother and I both have, and he goes, "Really?" He says, "Well, that's why I've got it hidden somewhere. Y'all will
You'll
never
never
find
find
it."
it. Mm-hmm.
And I said, "But you need to tell somebody so that in case something happens and you need it or you forgot where you put it, then we'll know." And he goes, "I'm not telling y'all."
He's like, I'll tell Uncle Chad. He doesn't live here. He's not going to swing by. It's fine.
But he might. but it's really funny, and I think that he's going to go to Hope Academy because he didn't have enough credits. And Sam said, "You know what? The kids just explained to me what this credit recovery stuff's all about. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard." And I said, "Well, you're going to start going to PTO meetings and voice your concerns because that's how it's going." And he said, "I don't get that at all. Why? That's ridiculous. As many hours as they're telling them they have to sit in front of that computer, have it on that program for so long, and then if they stop, they have to start all over again." Anyway, he was just mad. He was just mad at everything, and he's so mad because he can't wait for Samuel to be able. He wants to send him to driving school so he can get his license finally. And you take your sister and you where y'all want to go. Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
It is? Okay. So, wait. Does your daughter already
No,
have?
she doesn't have her driver's license.
Okay.
She did not want to drive at 15, 16, 17.
See,
She didn't want to drive until she was 18, and now she's like, I want to drive now. And I'm like, oh, that's not how that works.
Yeah, and you needed all that experience. That's what I kept trying to tell Chad. I mean, Samuel, you need to just go around the parking lot in the church. No. And I don't want you teaching me, Grandma, because I don't believe in your driving.
Well, it's not. Chloe didn't have any problems with me teaching her, but we speak different languages.
Well, that's what.
And so I'm completely comfortable with someone else teaching her.
And it's difficult when you say, no, you're going to have to turn left.
Like now, right now.
No, and they have to go away. Oh, this way.
Or slow down,
So you're gonna have to learn.
slow down.
You're gonna
Why
have
are you
to-
yelling at me?
That's right. No, so it's bad. And now camp is coming up.
Yep.
Yes.
The
Now,
second week of July. Yay!
it's the second week of July. Okay. Are you going to go?
I'm going. This is my first year that both of my babies will be at camp.
Oh,
So
my goodness.
This is Chloe's last year of camp and Braylon's first year of camp.
That's great. You can see each other. Well, Braylon, Chloe and Samuel have gone all the time. This is their last year. And Samuel says, well, will it be my last year if I don't graduate?
Yes.
No. Yes, it'll be like it's going by your age.
Yeah.
But it is, he has loved camp.
Yep.
And Cindy said, I think it's too expensive and I may not go because I don't have any friends there anymore. And I went, Cindy, that's what you go and you go make friends.
She
and
literally has a crowd around her every single time she's there.
That's
what
what-
she's talking about.
That's what she thinks. I mean, she thinks that she just doesn't have, like good friends.
But
The ones that she
your
had
daughter was that
before.
way too. She was like, I don't want to go because nobody's.
Oh,
there." And
yeah.
then she would have the best time.
I remember waving at her. She went on the bus. And I was just crying and crying. And I called and had to talk to the kitchen because we didn't have cell
I
phones. And you were in there. And I'd say, can you just tell me,
They're
were they
fine.
looking happy? They're fine,
fine.
Cindy.
Here's pictures. I sent you pictures. They're fine.
And you're the only one that really saved my soul. Because that was the hardest thing. I taught sign language classes so I could be there with Samantha.
Cindy.
Yeah.
With
And
Cindy.
that was horrendous because it was so hot. And
Now, that was the years that we didn't have AC. Like
Yeah.
this new generation of
Except there was
kids
this-
have
that-
AC.
remember, there was a little cabin or a little house or a
The
little,
nurse station is the only one that ever had AC
Well,
on the hill.
no, there was one other one, and I got to spend the night in there because I told Tim, I said, I don't think I can do that. I'm going to have to go home. It's too hot. And they said, well, okay, I'll find you a place that has AC. So he said, okay, you prima donna diva, go ahead and sit in that one. I went, okay. And then during the day, I'd go float down the river to try and stay cool. Yeah. And I just left y'all.
Yeah.
I didn't come in and say, can I help y'all with the biscuits? Can I help y'all cook?
It's okay.
It's okay. But that's what Brianna would do. She'd go in there and cook for all those kids.
350 kids.
Oh, my goodness. They loved you and they
The
loved
best
them.
part about going to the new camp is that we're not in charge of the kitchen anymore.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right. True dat.
That's the best part.
Well, the old camp, I think it was Tim who said, do you want to teach them? Do you want to do just stand up, talks to the girls? And I went, sure, yeah, of course, yeah, no problem. And so I get in there and I decided to have a dating game. And he goes, what are you doing? Wait, are you doing a dating game? What are you doing a dating game? How are you doing this? He says, well, I'm bringing the boys in, and they have to stand behind
The curtain.
curtain, and then their girls ask the questions, and if they pick whoever they want, and then we're going to get in the golf cart, and they can ride around and you're going to drive them. And he goes, what? I said, yeah, you're going to take them on a little date, and you stop at the snack bar and get them some. And he went, what? But that was really popular. But the most popular was when I interviewed Satan. And so they came in and sat down, and I told them, I'm interviewing Satan. I do this a lot. I interview people, and that's what I do for a living. And so I'm going to interview Satan. And they all sat there, and it was so quiet. It was great. They were very quiet. And so I had, I can't remember who it was. It was one of the guys. So I had him be, and it had to be like one of the ministers. And so they had to just change their voice. And it sounded like, death, doom, and all that. And so I asked them questions, and the kids got to ask them questions. And it was hilarious. They wanted to see what the devil how he would answer something like this. And I said, well, what's good about this is because you probably would love to have a chance to ask Satan, why do you only give us the good things that we want? And that's kind of what they wanted to know. Mm-hmm. How do you know what we can't stand to not do?
It's kind of like the Crush experience at Disney World. Everybody wants to ask Crush the Turtle about ocean things. That's the best part when we went to Disney, because it's the same thing. Like, you just want to ask the questions. Who do you ask the questions to?
Right. And I had seen on TV, they'd seen an interview with God, and it would say, the voiceover would ask the question, and then it was like God wrote the answer up in the sky and told them what the deal is. And that was really cool. And these commercials that had come out recently about Jesus Gets Us, have you ever seen those yet? Mm-hmm. It's it's about how Brianna, you're supposed to turn your phone off whenever I thought you were asleep.
Oh, you just
Richard.
woke me up.
I think that's my alarm. No,
it's a phone call.
It was a phone call. No. Oh, man, I'm so sorry.
I should call her. I'm going to do that next week. I'm going to call you.
Just randomly call her.
Just to make sure. I was like, got to remind you to turn off your phone.
Well, anyway, so it was. It's just a cool, very cool commercial set, and what they say is about people that have fights, and they fight with their husband or fight with. I said even Jesus got mad and got angry, and so he gets us. But he still loves us, and that kind of thing. It's so cool. So I was wondering how that would go over, but it really spooked some people out. They thought that it was wrong to call him up or even give him any kind of platform. That was what they said. And I went, guess what? It wasn't him talking. You know that, right?
Right.
Does everybody understand? Do I need to have another meeting and tell everybody that wasn't real?
How to do it? Yeah.
It was just a joke. It wasn't a joke, but it was just an example. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
No, he has no idea. It's okay.
It was about an interview with Satan that I had. And
You smoking again?
Not today.
I am always having to
I mix my days up with my pills. I'm Cindy.
I'm telling you, those
She's thinking about it.
steroids should not be
She's like,
given out.
is that when you talk to Satan when you're injecting stuff into your butt?
No, what is?
What did you say? Did you what you
I
say?
heard what you said.
Well, she's doing steroids.
I know.
Not those kind of
Well,
steroids.
she says she's doing steroids, and then she's talked to Satan. So what do you think's happening?
Not those
No.
steroids.
It's old age. I'm going to play the
Yeah.
age card. It's old age. It happens.
I mean, look at your glasses
Where's my glasses?
On top of
on top of your head.
Yes, I knew that.
But look at them. Just look at them.
What's wrong with them?
Put them on.
Those are the ones that go over glasses.
They are.
Where are the glasses that go underneath them?
I have no idea. They're gonna let me know.
I mean, I think
don't
she
know
looks
where those
great.
are. So
And you wonder why you mix your pills up all the time.
I'll leave her alone.
Sam, for weeks, he gave me the pills because he knew I would
would
lose
mess
them.
them all
I
up.
would mess them up.
Oh yeah.
And I said, that's ridiculous. I can't believe you think I would do that. I know how to take the pills. I'm not going to do anything. And I go out there and I say, come here. I'm having a problem with this insulin. And he's, what? And he said, well, because I thought I already gave it to myself, but I didn't. It's still showing that I haven't pushed the thing down yet. And he went, well, then push it down. And I went, okay. Pushed it down. And I passed out about 2 or 3 minutes later. Everything got black and all that because
Yay, Cindy.
I didn't do it right. And so he saved my life again. He called, 911 and had him come out. And
Was this yesterday?
no, this was whenever I was going through my surgery and all that stuff. And he,
You don't want to
He
leave
said,
Cindy.
and this is why I'm in charge of the medicine.
You
Yeah.
can't leave Cindy alone. Like I'm surprised they let you walk around Kroger and HEB by yourself.
Stop it.
well, they shouldn't have, probably.
Sam
weeks
would
ago
probably
shouldn't-
agree with that statement because she spends money when she's there.
Well, not even that. Like it's just you never know what she's getting. What like I wouldn't trust her at all if I owned the store. I'm like this lady's gonna. She's gonna look to her left and keep walking with the cart, and then she'll hit like a corner of a shelf, and the whole thing will fall over.
Oh my goodness.
And then you know what
Are
she
you following her
you know
around?
what she would do? She'd knock over all these things, and she would pick one of them up. And be like, oh, I was looking for this, and like put it in her cart, and then she'd walk away.
Exactly what I came in here
Yeah,
for.
like
I do have run-ins with those stupid pop-ups that they have
Literal
in
run-ins with
in
the pop-ups.
in the aisle. They have them. It was very inconvenient where they put them. But I think that if you would just, accept the fact that I'm.
I wonder, what do you think HEB's next move to piss off their customers more, or like grocery stores? What do you think the next thing they're going to do is to piss someone off?
Lock the stuff up behind
You think they're going to start doing that?
plastic stuff, and you have to. I don't know if anybody steals or anything. That's what.
Well, I was
grocery
reading a
stores
thing
are.
about certain grocery stores are having that problem with the theft, so they're going to like almost 100% pre-order.
I'm all
pickup.
about.
Well-
I'm all about that.
Do you pre-order?
Ugh.
and you go and pick it up, and they put it in your bag.
Yes. Do you know why? Do you know how much of
Why?
a budget saver that is for me? I'm an impulse buyer. If I see something that looks good or that I need to
Oh
get,
Lord, you know I am.
I am an impulse
You
buyer.
know
And
I
so if
am.
I'm trying to stay on my budget, if I go off of my list and I order it in the cart and then I don't even have to go into the store, they just bring it out to me, I go home,
Okay,
I stay on budget.
we're going to save that, and we're going to use that we're going to give that commercial
That's-
to
that's our-
HEB,
that's
yeah,
our-
and say 2 minutes. No.
Yeah, literally.
Are you taking me off early? Are you taking me off early?
Why do you think you have 2 minutes, Cindy? Think about it.
Because I
We
know
still
we
have to listen
play.
to the Wootton group.
We have to hear Chris, and
I've told you several times.
If you don't take a break in the middle, you have to end early.
you see that look again.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give me that look. It's okay. I love you, Richard. It's all
Love you
right.
too.
Begrudgingly, he says that.
I love you too.
Just like Jesus, I have to.
You know what? My Jesus also flipped tables in the temple. I'm just saying.
Yes, he
He
did.
just had to.
Yes, he did. He
Well,
got-
that's because he forgot his.
Nope, he didn't forget nothing.
He forgot his ID.
Nope, he
Nope.
didn't forget nothing.
No.
He couldn't get in. He forgot his ID. Like, what the heck?
He ID'd them. He was
Mm-hmm.
He showed the receipt.
oh, yeah. Show me your receipt. Yeah, show me your receipt. Would be great. Okay, but this gives me more time because I saw 3 firemen in the HEB and they were shopping, and I went over and asked them, I said, I need to have y'all on my show because I love the fact that y'all all cook and you're competitive with the police officers and the other fire department stations and all that. And he goes, yeah, we are. Now, I look like I just got out of bed because that's how I go shopping. That's all. And I walk up to these people and start talking to them about, I want you to be on my radio show. I have a radio show downtown. And by the time we finish, they're giving me their phone numbers and all that. And I'm sure that looked really cool too. And they're giving me all their phone numbers and who I need to call and all that. It was hilarious. I mean, people are great. They're just great. I mean, they're trying to help you out. They want to help you out. and they go like, okay, she looks like she may be a homeless person. It just walked in the HEB, but we're going to give you our phone numbers. They were so sweet. They were so sweet. I love first responders, and and I told them, I said, at the end of every one of my radio shows, I talk about how much we love the first responders. We so respect you. We think you're so brave, and we can't believe you run in when we're running out. So we're thankful for all the first responders. Give me 2 examples of first responders other than the police department.
Firefighters.
Of course, the military.
Any of the military
My drug
people.
dealer.
That is not a first responder.
That's not a first responder. But
He
teacher,
responds.
Paramedics.
I think
He
teachers are
responds
first
first
responders.
when I call him.
Paramedics.
When you call him?
Yeah, he responds.
Yeah, paramedics.
Paramedics, yes. I think there's so many different types of first responders. But anyway, we love you and we respect you. And even better than that, God loves you so much. All right, thank you.
Every week, people ask the same 2 questions. Are they ready to retire? Will their savings last for their lifetimes? Hi, this is Chris Wootton with Wootton Financial Group. Our firm has been in Montgomery County for decades, but the hopes and dreams of the people we serve never change. We help answer these 2 questions and many more that people have about their uncertain financial future. We have a simple introductory client experience that allows us to get to know the client and includes a few meetings for the client to kick the tires at no charge. We provide a concise, 1-page summary that helps the client get a better handle on which questions are the right questions for them. To learn more about Wootton Financial Group's process in helping their clients to a clearer financial future and to see their contact information, visit Cindy Cochran's show page on irlonestar.com/TCCS. Wootton Financial Group is a proud sponsor of the Cindy Cochran Show. Wootton Financial Group is available by phone at 936-449-5952 or visit them on the web at www.woottonfinancial.com. That's www.woottonfinancial.com.
An estimated 1 in 10 births will result in a neonatal intensive care stay, also known as the NICU. Overnight, a family can find themselves and their newborn baby in a critical situation. The Mila Foundation financially and spiritually assists families in need. If you would like to volunteer or become a monthly sponsor, please visit us at www.themilafoundation.org. Again, that's www.themilafoundation.org, because every life matters.